but often stop short when it comes to being open about where we are at emotionally. I'm sure we can all recall a time when we have been lonely, anxious, or overwhelmed. Imagine if being honest about those feelings were no different than being honest about having a headache. Our hope is that this campaign will begin to normalize these conversations and empower people to reach into the lives of those around them. We want these conversations to be for parents with their children, people with their partners, friends or coworkers with each other, managers with their employees, and all of you with someone in your life. As this campaign officially launches in our community, our hope is that all of you will be the first ones to join the conversation and make talking about our mental health a normal and healthy part of our everyday interactions.
While several mental health issues exist, we cannot ignore the lasting impacts of depression, trauma, and stress. We see these in every day played out in our neighborhoods and in our personal lives. Our teachers and administrators in Worcester Public School see this every day, and we're working to reduce the effects of trauma and stress on our students, appropriately addressing their needs instead of turning to one-size-fits-all disciplines approach.
And here in Worcester, you can't do anything consequential without being in partnership. No one organization or city government can do it alone. It has to be in partnership. It has to be leveraging all of the resources of the community. And I think that's one of the things that's in our DNA here in Worcester is collaboration, the ability, the willingness to kind of work together, get out of our silos and find somebody else who can help us kind of carry the burden. So we're a lucky community to have so many dedicated, committed organizations and individuals who, once again, have come together to make this a better and healthier community. So thank you to everybody.
Some of you may or may not know, but I'm a clinical therapist, and my specialty is in trauma and crisis intervention. When I first started my career in 19, none of your business, actually, I'm 30 years in the business, believe it or not, working professionally, and so started working with people with severe major mental illness that were coming out of the deinstitutionalization era, the time of deinstitutionalization in the 80s and in the 90s, and began to see some of the stigma. Actually became part of the Latino Mental Health Project that we created an initiative very similar called Hablemos en Familia, which we started to take workshops out into the community to teach people about mental health and to make people that were ambassadors so we can actually start erasing this stigma. Because this stigma affects not, individuals and communities, it affects family members.
10 leading causes of death in our community. Mental health has a huge impact on that. So to me, it's one of the most important things that we have in healthcare that needs attention, that we need to really work on. So I believe that getting more providers into the field, to reimbursing providers is an important piece, to getting primary care, to getting all specialists to really have that ability to start learning at least the first steps about mental health and how to then we take care of the basics and then we refer out are important pieces. And then the ability to take the stigma out of mental health.
What I want to do is just thank everyone. Thank everyone who's going to help us promote this and share it on social media, which if you're in the room, this campaign will go as far as everyone collectively in the community can take it.
What's going on there? What's going on, fam? Welcome to Train Your Brain. Once again, I'm your host, Derek Kaiser, licensed mental health counselor. You know how every time we start this show, we represent positive energy here at Fresh Start, even on our hoodies. Positive 508 energy. Make sure y'all wear that. So I just want to start the show off and ask you, think about one thing positive that happened to you today. Think about one thing positive that happened to you today. All right? And if you talk about one thing, and if you got about 3 or 4 or 5 things that you're positive about, that's a good thing. But for the individuals that don't have nothing positive that happened to them today, is that something positive did happen to you today. you woke up. You woke up. That's the best thing that ever could have happened to you. You woke up, because the opposite will be something nobody would want to see, not yourself or your family members. So think of that. Some individuals don't wake up to a house. Some individuals don't wake up to a bed. Some individuals don't wake up to food. And like all this time I say, some individuals don't wake up of hearing saying, I love you. So just be positive, just think positive and be appreciative of what you got, because a lot of other individuals are less unfortunate than yourself. So I just want to be able to give y'all a tool to release all that negative energies, because I know with all this pandemic and everything's going on in the news and all this wildness going on, that we all got a little tense and all little anxiety. Businesses are waking up. So I want to give you guys the tool to release that. So you guys know what we do. Inhale positive, exhale negative. Inhale positive, exhale negative. Always remember that. Inhale positive, exhale negative. I want you guys to focus on this ball, and we're going to do that for a minute. Inhale positive, exhale negative. Well, thank y'all. I hope that worked for y'all, because I ain't going to front. I be doing that a lot of times for myself, to get rid of my anxieties and starting the shows, because I catch myself every time I start the show, my anxiety start kicking in. I see my legs start shaking, and I'm over here. All right, you got this. So, that's just a good way to help, release all that negative energy that you're dealt with today, and think of positive, because that's all I accept. Positive energy all around me. But my name is Derek Kaiser. I'm the CEO of Fresh Start. Fresh Start is a mental health agency that promote mental health and mental health in the criminal justice and educational systems. We create workshops, diversion workshops, reentry workshops, and we do a whole lot in the community, a whole lot more. But you can go to freshstart508.org to learn more about what Fresh Start does. But this is more about Train Your Brain. I want to talk to you more about the show. The show Train Your Brain is really promotes mental health awareness. That's the main goal. I want to plant that seed in you to let you know that if you're feeling, or if one of your loved ones or your friends or any individual around you is feeling a certain type of way where they're not able to function every day, then give you the tools to be able to say it's okay and get you the help. Always remember this. Get it out. It's okay just to ask for help. It's okay just to ask for help. And I just want you guys to notice that, I'm a individuals that suffer from a mental health deficit. I got PTSD, but I ain't suffering no more. I used to suffer from it, but I do have PTSD. But I learned the tools and the strategies that help me deal with my disorder. Every day I wake up mentally, physically, spiritually, prepare myself to deal with my stuff every day. Because I know every day is going to be different. You know what I mean? And I know it's going to come. So it's how you deal with it. So, that's the whole goal of this program. Planting that mental health awareness, trying to reduce the stigma, especially in the minority community. With all the stresses, the more added on pressures that these communities have, it's really having an effect on us, and especially with this pandemic going on. So, just be aware of the individual's social and emotional well-being, and not only yourself, you take care of yourself. And I also want this platform to be able to create a connection between the services that's available out here in the community, because a lot of the people in the community don't trust the services up here on the east sides, or trust the individuals that's delivering the services to you. So we make that connection, that bridge to say, okay, if you need help with such and such housing, food, mental health services, or just getting in your health care, or whatever the case is, they have all these services available. And we can even give you a navigator, a fresh start navigator to help, get you through this. So that's what also this platform is for. And we're also here to give you strategies and tools to deal with all your stuff. Because it's going to come just like me. So we want to be able to give you the tools and strategies and the resources to let you know that it's okay. Everybody's dealing with problems. Everybody got their own problems. So we'll all get through it together, And I also want to break the mistrust and the bias, especially with everything that's going on, with the law enforcement and peace. I want to give my condolences to the Floyd family. First of all, I forgot I was about to think of that, but my condolences to the Floyd family and every individuals that that lost someone in that fashion. And I'm gonna go into that conversation in a little bit, but I just want to let you know that it's okay, to be able to deal with that. But I'm gonna go into it now. We're also a platform for the essential workers. I don't want to forget about you. I got nothing but admiration for the work that you guys do every day, every week, every minute, to be able to continue to let me do what I need to do. And that goes for the grocery workers, the doctors. Just because stuff is open up, people think the corona is not around. No, the corona is still here. These doctors and nurses are still seeing traumatic events every day. These grocery workers, these individuals in the warehouses are still putting their life on the line every day just so we could coexist with our fortunate ways. You know what I mean? So I just want to let you know that Fresh Start appreciate you. I appreciate you. I got nothing but admiration for the work that you guys been doing, and continue to do that. Be aware of your self-care, because if you're not able to help yourself, you're surely going to be more prone to making mistakes, helping other individuals. So we need you right. So if you need to come on down or call me, ask a question and answers, I'll help you through it too, and that's what we're going to give you guys a little bit of help about today, about your health. So, but going into the corona and growing into the Floyd aspect of things. So here we are in the midst of a pandemic. Just two weeks ago in Georgia, a man got, I ain't even gonna say what he got, but that the circumstances at the end, he was killed just because, individuals, Caucasians, thought that he was robbing, he was doing something, so they took it upon themselves to go apprehend him. While they were trying to apprehend him, they killed him. And come to find out, this guy wasn't doing nothing. But same situation with Floyd. Ain't no telling what Floyd did. I'm not sure what he did. You know what I mean? But that still doesn't mean this brother need to lose his life. And that's real unfortunate. My prayers and my condolences go out to your family, because it brings up a lot of emotions in everybody's family. But like I always said, America wasn't designed with black in mind, and that's the reality of it. And I'm a black Irishman. My grandma, she was 100% Irish. Her maiden name's McCullen. My people straight out of Ireland. You know what I mean? And, my mother's, every St. Patrick, every day I represent my Irish side. Just like Obama. He was half white, half black. And then once you get looked at color, and then you'll say you're black no matter what other race you are. And it's a sad situation. Now, if I came out more Caucasian on the other side, what more opportunities I would have. But I don't blame the individuals, the police officers. We can't blame the police officers. We can't blame the teachers. We can't blame these individuals, because these systems were around for 400 years. These systems were put in place for it be able to do what they're doing. Get that? It doesn't matter who's the chief of police, black, white, Chinese. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because this is the way the system was put here. I don't want to rail against the system, because the individuals that work in the system, they're okay. They're my brothers and sisters. I have no problem with them. I got nothing but love and admiration for the stressed out job that they do. They keep us safe. And I love that. And I love the fact that you do your job with those that do it with honor and dignity. I got nothing but love. But then bring that into the educational system. Think about that with the teachers, with the educational system. A lot of people's blaming the superintendent, but that educational system been going on for years. It ain't the superintendent, it's the system, guys. A lot of people say the system's broken. No, the system's working very well for the individuals that it was supposed to be working for. And until we come together and change the system, instead of saying, when you put on your card, you put white, black, what race are you? No more races. American, no more races. Once you adapt races, because we are all different types of race. Some are Italian, some are Irish. But just because their skin color is white, that makes them white. You know what I mean? I have more Irish in me than the individual celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and they looking at me crazy just because I got a little black in me. I mean, a lot of black in me. But, that's what I think we need to do, because we're all human beings. And until we start looking at each other as brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? We'll look at, he's that black guy, or he's that white guy, or he's that Latin guy, or he's that Asian guy. You know what I mean? He's human beings. He's your brother. So we got to learn how we talk to each other. How we, put people out and separate each other. And that's when I'm talking about the system. This whole system was set up for that way. Because they got to continue to do what it needs to do. But, nothing but love and respect. I do have a lot of love and respect for law enforcement. I do. I was a victim of law enforcement harassment. I was the victim of, false arrests. I was a victim of police brutality many times. But I also was doing things I wasn't supposed to do. But that mean I should have got it? But no. But I also ran into a lot of police officers, even when I was doing the wrong things, they were good individuals. Individuals that I got love for this day. Remember, I started doing my dirt at the age of 12. You know what I mean? And I ran into a whole lot of police officers. You got individuals in the systems that's working right now that they know, and I know what's going on. You know what I mean? But you got individuals in the police force, like 80% of them are all good. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But it's the system that dictates them. So don't get me going, guys. And it ain't about the individuals. It's about the person. But today we're here to talk about health. Let me get from health to our physical health. And then I think sometime next week or sometimes I think we need to get a talk about bringing law enforcement in, race relations, and, into that. But I'm here to talk about health today, so I'm going to get you guys back into health. Let me focus. Deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath. Inhale positive, exhale negative, because I was about to start going there. All right. So, mind and body, right? The mind and body is like one system. It's one system. Physical elements can be stored as psychological pain, since the body and the mind are so closely linked. When your body feels better than your mind do. They're connected, guys. They're connected. People don't realize how much we are connected, the physical and the mental piece. We just don't realize how much it is connected. So, be aware of that, Everyone knows that regular exercise is good for the body, but exercise is also one of the most effective ways to improve your mental health. Exercise can have a profound positive impact on depression, anxiety, ADHD, aggression, PTSD, stress, and much more. Think about that, guys. Exercise. Now, y'all see, I get it on. But I used to have a whole lot of aggression. And the first time I found myself working out and hitting the gym, I used to look at them musclehead brothers and, one of the dudes I got a lot of love for, Walter Pope. Much love, Walter Pope. I didn't try to put out there, but Walt always was a big brother. But every time he get in a fight, he'd take off his shirt and start flexing on him before he fight. And a lot of guys that were big, that had muscles used to do that. And that kind of, and I just kind of, this blew that type of stuff off, and that behavior wasn't for me. But unfortunately, I found myself incarcerated, and I was in a riot, et cetera, and I found myself doing in the hole. I had to do 60 days in the hole, and I just started doing push-ups. Push-ups, 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 push-ups. By the end of that 60 day, I was doing like 1,000 push-ups a day. When I got out of that hole, I went up there and I started hitting them weights. I did not have one more problem in jail since then. Since that time. Because I learned, that's my therapy. I learned the way to get out all my aggression. You know what I mean? I call it my therapy to today. I sit up there, I go work out. I don't bring my phone with me. I don't let nobody contact with me. That's my time. You know what I mean? That's my therapy. So it enhances, it lets the dopamines goes. There's many benefits for doing exercise, and it enhances mental health, you know, in a constructive ways that we don't even realize. You know, exercise enhances self-esteem, your social skills, stronger resilience, is stress relief, better endurance, reduce tiredness, improve mood, increase mental alertness. You know, mostly important, it promotes all kind of change in the brain, including nuclear growth. Not nuclear, neutral growth. Reduce inflammation and add activity patterns that promote feelings of calm and well-being. That's all what exercise do to the mind, guys. You know what I mean? And that is serious. That is serious, you know. So I suggest we're going to give you some tools and strategies for next week to be able to show y'all a couple of exercises, and we're going to bring a few trainers in. I got a few things all working I'm trying to put together, but to give you guys some exercises while you're sitting at home or while you're doing things, you know, outside or at work, and you know, and it's just not the exercise. We are what we eat. Your nutrition health is the key. You know, what we've been learning is that nutritional psychiatry. People been finding out how much psychiatry, you know, what you eat affects the brain. You know, it offers a promise for addressing the large disease burden associated with mental health disorder. New studies focus on understanding the biological pathways that mediates that observed relationship between diet, nutrition, and mental health. We already know there is an important connection between nutrition and mental health. New exciting research surfaces almost every day. So basically, all these scientists are going into how much, what food does what to the brain, what food does, you know, enhances the brain, what food does take away from the brain. And we all know that sugar is, that's one of the main things. But, you know, and a healthy diet is a protective factor for depression and anxiety. What you eat affects how immune your system works, how your genes work, how your body responds to stress. We can have so much power on our mental health using food and nutrients, you know. And you know, I don't know if you guys watch my Instagram or my my Facebook news stories, but I have my ghetto juicer. I call it the ghetto juicer. I take all these juices and I throw them in the blender. I mean, all these vegetables, and I throw them in the blender and I just juice them up and I drink it. I got my vegetables for the day. There's nothing healthier than that. Ghetto juicer. So you got to find ways that work with you, you know. And the relationship is a clear deficiency from nutrition can cause mental health disorders. This is apparent in regards to anxiety and depression. So your nutrition, guys, has a big impact on you know, on your mental health. So I'm gonna go over a few disorders, and then I want you guys to go over to have access to this scale. We're gonna assess your physical fitness through you guys and stuff. So make sure you come back. We're about to hit to a commercial. You know, we're about to hit the commercial. You know, no, we're not about to hit the commercial. But we're going over. I'm gonna go over a couple of signs of you know, overeating disorders. Take a physical fitness scale. So you guys get your papers and pencils. You know what I mean? Get your stuff. Get ready. Get prepared. Get your papers and pencils, because you're going to need to write down, you know, this scale. Once we take care of the scale, then we'll know if you need to do what you need to do. And then next week, we'll bring in the strategies and the resources and the tools to help you guys get through it. So make sure you bring in that, you know, bring your pencils and pencils in. And make sure you guys go to freshstart508.org. You know, vote your essential worker in so they can receive a fresh start hoodie. You know, go down to Fresh Start because we need you guys' help. Fresh Start is a nonprofit. You know, we are self-funded. I be hearing all these people talking about giving all these money to politicians, and no hating on the politicians, but the individuals that they know ain't going to win. But you need to start giving money to your community and individuals like ourselves in your community. If you don't give it to me, give it to Legendary Legacies, give it to 508 Forever Young, give it to, you know, individuals like them that's promoting all this good, you know, and because we need your help. If we don't help us, who else going to help us? Nobody else is. You see what's going on when our hands are left up to everybody else, waiting on for everybody else to help. You know, it's time for us to wake up. So go to help us to go to freshstart508.org. We're going to make some serious more changes involved in the community, and we got a long way to go. Help us promote this mental health awareness. You know, vote your essential worker. You guys got to vote your essential worker. You know, please vote them in because I want them to be recognized, you know, when we're over here, because I wouldn't be able to do what I need to do without you guys. So, you know, make sure you take care of yourself and, you know, go to the website, put that money in, you know, give $1, $5. What's $1 a month going to hurt? Honestly, ask yourself, what's $1 a month going to hurt? That's all I'm asking, $5. You know, to all you ballers, $10, you know, $20. What's the $20 a month going to hurt? You know, that's a drink when y'all go out, you know. But make sure you come on back, get your papers and pens, see you in
I feel like I'm talking down to you, man. I don't want to talk down to you guys. You guys live the same shit. I feel you. I know where you're coming from. The thing is, you got to move past where you've been. All that bullshit that happened yesterday, man. It's like, that's over. You keep beating yourself up about shit you did yesterday. All you're going to do, you're going to be sniffing tomorrow. You're going to be shooting dope tomorrow. You're going to be doing everything because you feel terrible. You feel like what you think the world wants you to be. And that's you're gonna want more than that, man.
When is the fresh start? Got my mental health right. I still see a therapist to this day. Why? Because something's in there. I call him the hacker. We didn't get into that. That makes me want to do things that I don't want to do. But you gotta fight it. You know what I'm saying? I'm living proof. I'm here. It's who you surround yourself by. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna sit in the bar, 9 times out of 10, what you gonna have? You're gonna have a drink. You surround yourself with positive people, you're a positive aspect.
I went years without a substance in prison, you know? Years. You go months in here without a substance, that's the easy part. It's keeping it down is the hard part. Mentally. Substance use disorder and mental illness go hand in hand, and we might not all want to admit that because it's stigmatized also. Mental health is a big component of your recovery. Making sure your mind is right. Because if your mind ain't right, chances of relapse are high, man.
I have post-traumatic stress. That means I seen some shit that wakes me up every motherfucker just about every night in one way or another. It tells me to get up. When people talk about fix, we'll never get fixed. What is fixed? What is normal? What's normal to you might not be normal to me. You get what I'm saying? It's not about fix. Every day, day after day, it's not shell-coded because that one day you can make that wrong choice. And that wrong choice could cost you your life. So you gotta physically, mentally, physically, spiritually put yourself together and be prepared to deal with your hacker.
Guys, welcome back to Train Your Brain. Hopefully you went to the website, kicked in that $1, $5, $100 if possible. Whatever it is, you know, would definitely be appreciated. But now we're just going back into your health. First of all, your diet is the key. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. It's just that simple. You can work out as much as you want to work out, but if you don't eat the right things, you won't be able to do it. So I want to explain to you guys a couple of feeding and eating disorders first. Because if you have these disorders, they will be dealt with in a different way, and you'll need more clinical help than just the exercises, nutrition, and etc. So I'm going to explain to you guys a couple of disorders. You know, depression and anxiety causes people to eat and not to eat. It's just that simple. you know? And if that continues where it affects their daily function, then that's what it becomes an eating disorders. A character is characterized by persistence, disturbance of eating or eating related behaviors that result in altered compensation or absorption of food, and that significantly impacts physical health or psychosocial functioning. In other words, it says that depression and anxieties prevent you from eating. You'll lose weight or you'll gain weight just off of depression and anxiety. So be careful with that depression and anxiety, because that's just what leads into different disorders. First disorder, we have 60 feeding and eating disorders. First one is pica. Pica is the eating of non-nutritive, non-food substance or persistence basis over a period of at least 1 month. So in other words, pica is if a little kid just keep putting pens in his mouth, or puppies in his mouth, and just keep eating things like pencils, paper, soap, clothes, hairs, strings, and just keeping eating that stuff, that's okay because that's a little kid. But once he get older and once he, you see him continuing to do it after they realize it is, then that's a disorder. Some people are 30, 40, 50, go their whole life with pica and don't even realize they're eating pica. They have pica. Some people will sit there and eat their nails. That's pica. People don't even realize that. They think it's anxiety. No, that's pica because you're eating something. Some people will eat, eat a pen, chew a pen. That's pica. So be careful with that disorder. I don't want to go deep into stuff. Rumination disorder is the repeated regurgitation of food occurring after feeding or eating over a period of a month. So all these things is continue. You have to do it over a month. So it's basically previously, if you have food that you already ate, you're regurgitating it and you're bringing it back up and bringing it back down. That's what it is. People do that into the mouth with about a parent, and then it creates nausea, you know what I mean? And it begins inflammatory retching, having people throwing up. So that's what people do. People will eat food, then it will regurgitate it, and then, start throwing it up. That's a disorder. Some people don't even realize they have that disorder, and they just think it's part of a system, their physical system. No, but that's a mental disorder. So you also have avoiding restricted food intake disorder. It's the avoidance of restriction of food intake, the influence of food intake that doesn't give energy. So basically, that's just eating a bunch of BS. You over here eating this candy, junk food, etc., 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 but it doesn't do nothing well for the nutrition. Not for the nutrition. So and then we have anorexia nervosa, forget my toxin, my accent. Intense fear of gaining weight or becoming fat. A persistent behavior that interferes with weight gain, maintain a body weight that is below a minimal normal level for age. So anorexia is when a person just wants to be skinny. They want to be skinny, so they'll vomit. They'll use laxatives. So say if you eat, they'll go vomit the food up because they don't want the vomit to sit there. They'll use laxatives to get it out their system real fast. Some people will just go work out real fast just to blow off the calories, So anorexia is something serious. So be aware of that. And remember, depression and anxiety start causing these things too. So you got to be aware of depression and anxiety again. We have bulimia nervosa. It's called episode of binge eatings, where it's not, when you smoke an L or something, you just sitting up there going at it. Some people call that binge eating, but that's induced, medicine-induced binge eating. But I'll go somewhere else. Binge eating it's a discrete period of time and an amount of food that is definitely larger than most individuals would eat in a similar period of time under similar circumstances. So if we both went to dinner and I grabbed up 2 meatballs, a little things of pasta, and 1 bread, that's okay. Now, if you went up there and you grabbed up like 10 meatballs and like 20 pounds of pastas, about 5 tins of bread, you have bulimia nervosa. And that's a disorder. Some people don't realize that because we're eating so much at that one time where it's not normal. We don't need all that food in our system. But our brain is telling us something different, guys. And this is no joke. It's all coming from DSM-5, this is not me making this SHIT stuff up. You know what I mean? This is all coming from here, you know? So this is what's really going on. So, and then we have binge eating disorders. It's different from anorexia bulimia nervosa, but it's binge eating disorder. It occurs in normal weight, overweight, and obese individuals. More prevalent among females and minorities, have a greater functional impairment, lower quality of life, more subjective to distress, and greater psychiatric comorbidity. So binge eating disorder, more in minorities and females. And it causes us to have functional impairment, lower quality of life, more subjective to distress, and greater psychiatric comorbidities. There you go. So just minorities is getting hooked up in all different ways. You know what I mean? So we got these disorders that is definitely affecting us in all different ways. So eating disorders and anorexia, when people just say, oh, she just orexia, she just throws up. No, that's, you know, these are disorders that's affecting you or affecting your kids, you know. And you got to remember, if you have these disorders, you got to go to go see a counselor and work with these. It's more than just going to the gym and then you figuring out and realize, okay, dang, you know, here I am at the gym, but when I get home, I can't stop eating. Because you might have a disorder. You know what I mean? But it's okay to have a disorder. We all have a disorder. Trust me, at my times and plenty of times in my life, I done got you know, I was having my moments, but we all happen. We're human, you know, so we all have them type of disorders and we all have the moments, you know, and depression and anxiety brings that out of you. So we got to release all that depression, release all that anxiety. And remember, again, you are what you eat. So, and it's just not you. It's just not your fault of telling you that you're eating for the wrong reasons. You know, it's just not you. It's not your fault, but you're just sitting up there and saying, you know, I just want to eat this. You know what I mean? Because I like to eat. You know, it's not your fault, guys. There's things that's really going on with us inside of our brain that's telling us to eat. You know, we don't even realize that. You know, a person that's depressed, you know, will sit up there and eat and eat and eat and eat because that's the only way they feel they could deal with their depression. You know, and we don't even realize that we're depressed. A person with anxiety can go all days without eating because their mind is just keeping them going so much, and then they don't even have to eat and don't even realize, and then become irritable, and just body just shuts down on them, or they'll have to sleep for days. You know, these are disorders, guys. These are things that's really affecting us and affecting our lives in a serious way. So we got to start taking this serious, you know, real serious. And I don't want to show you guys just, you know, just to brag. I was just explaining to y'all that, you know, for these past, you know, like 6 months, I've been real strict on my personal diet. You know, Monday through Friday, I'm real strict on it. You know, I got this routine, bam, for years. I just eat egg whites and avocado for lunch and a banana for breakfast and, you know, oatmeal, you know what I mean? A real strict routine. You know, on dinner, I've been trying to stay away from pastas and, you know, I mean carbs and, you know, and just real focus more on the veggies. You know what I'm saying? But since that, you know, and these are size 38 pants, and then I just went to put them on in the closet. I knew I was doing the show. These bad boys done pow. Look at this. Pow. You know, back in the 90s, pants sagged. So what I'm trying to say is that it could be done. You know what I mean? Y'all know, y'all brothers see me. You got pictures of me. I was a big boy. I always been big, but around the waist, you got big brothers, but their stomach is just there. And then they ain't about a 6-pack because your whole livelihood goes through your core, your gut. It has an effect on your brain. Everything's with your core. So you got to make sure your core is strong because your core is what holds everything else. You know, and I try to explain that to people. And it's not about a 6-pack. It's about your core. And there's things that you could do to be able to maintain this. But there's situations where that occurs in you that you don't even know, you know, why you're eating so much. So I just want you guys to be aware of why you might be eating so much, or why you see yourself being lazy and not wanting to go to the gym coming up with all these excuses for why. It might not be an excuse, and you might just think an excuse. It could be a disorder. So be aware of them disorders and be aware of the situations and stuff and that we're going to go through. But for now, I'm going to end up putting y'all through a fitness scale. So I just got you guys, I just want to make you guys aware of the disorders. Because if you have a disorder and a lot of those things, sound a little bit like you were doing and like you've been doing, then you need to get help, and if you don't feel comfortable getting help, and if you know somebody that's doing that, go get them help, man, because it could cost them their lives, and it could really have a physical effect. But I want to give you guys an assessment, and it just ain't me making this up. Remember, since the first show, I told you I talk about evidence-based strategies. So we use a lot of other people's platforms and just put your own flavor around it. So like a teacher's curriculum, they got curriculums for mental health and how to deal with certain situations, how to deal with different assessments, etc., etc. You just got to put your own flavor to it. So what I got here is the book, and this book is, we're going to talk about a physical fitness scale. We're going to figure out your physical fitness. All right? And we're going to go over the 3 things. Sleep. Do you think you get enough sleep? First of all, stress causes a lot. And stress has a whole lot of effect to your physical fitness. Let me go there with it first. And we're going to give you a little bit of physical fitness where stress is added on to you in an assessment based around that. So first thing, one of the three parts we're going to go off is sleep. Do you get enough sleep? That's one thing, and that's the most important thing for you, sleep. People say that it ain't, but it's sleep. And if you're not physically just resting, meditation, because you're resting your body and you're giving your body a rest. You know what I mean? And you're keeping your thoughts going. So, but sleep is an important factor, to your physical fitness. Exercise. Do I keep myself fit? Some people might think they go to the gym and they still keep themselves fit, but they're really not. They're just going to the gym to go to the gym. You know what I mean? Or doing something just to doing something and it's not doing. But let's show you something, find that out so you can start doing something that could be really effective. And next we're going to go on nutrition. Maintain appropriate weight. Your nutrition, it is, again, you are what you eat from your head down to your feet. So these are going to be yes or no's. Answer 1 or 2 questions, guys, and we're going to go through it together. And matter of fact, I'm going to give a little paper to my brother Yao Smile over here. And Yao Smile is going to take the physical fitness with me too. And we're all going to take it together. Do you have a pen over there, Mr. Yao Smile? My brother Yao. Nope. Well, here's the pen. All right, let's go. All right, write 2 for yes, 1 for no on this one. Do I get enough sleep every night? I am rarely irritable from lack of sleep. I have regular sleep routine. On this question, write 2 for no, write 1 for yes. I am frequently drowsy during the day. On this question, write 2 for yes, 1 for no. I can function well with fewer than 8 hours of sleep per night. I have fallen in sleep. On this one's yes, 1 for yes and 2 for no. I have fallen asleep in school at work. I feel fatigued a lot of times. This one's yes, 2 for yes, 1 for no. I will take short naps during the day if I need to. This one's 1 for yes, 2 for no. I have difficulty falling asleep. My partners keep me awake at night. So I want you guys to add up all your yeses and add up all the numbers of your no's. I'll give y'all a couple minutes and I'll read through them again. I think I get enough sleep every night. I am rarely irritable from lack of sleep. I have a regular sleep routine. I am frequently drowsy during the day. I can function well with fewer than 8 hours. I have fallen asleep in school or at work. I feel fatigue a lot of times. I will take a short nap during the day. I have difficulty falling asleep. My partner will keep me awake. All right. Next, we're going to exercise. I do not, 1 for yes, 2 for no. I do not keep myself fit. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Taking care of my body is important to me. Yes for 2 for yes, 1 for no. Make an effort to stay physically active. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I am proud of how I look and feel. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I don't exercise if I don't feel like it. 1 for yes, 2 for no. I take time to exercise vigorously. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I don't have time to exercise. 1 for yes, 2 for no. I have a long-term exercise plan I stick to. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I set aside a regular time for exercising. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I use proper equipment when I exercise. 2 for yes, 1 for no. All right, that has to do with exercise. I'm going to read them off again. I do not keep myself fit. Taking care of my body is important to me. Make an effort to stay physically active. I'm proud of how I look and feel. I don't exercise if I don't feel like it. I take time to exercise vigorously. I don't have time to exercise. I have long-term exercise plan I stick to. I set aside regular time for exercise and I use proper equipment when I exercise. All right, next we're talking about nutrition. I maintain my appropriate weight. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I have a regular and inconsistent eating habits. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Whenever possible, I minimize salt intake. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I am conscious of my cholesterol and fat intake. 2 for yes, 1 for no. In my diet, I minimize foods that contain large amount of sugar. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I consume way too many calories. 1 for yes, 2 for no. I do not eat a lot of fast foods. 2 for yes, 1 for no. I often eat too much food at meals. 1 for yes, 2 for no. I consume excess amount of alcohols. 1 for yes, 2 for no. So again, I maintain my appropriate weight. I eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. I have a regular and inconsistent eating habits. Whenever possible, I minimize my salt. I am conscious of my cholesterol and fat intake. In my diet, I minimize foods that contain large amounts of sugar. I consume way too many calories. I do not eat lots of fast foods. I often eat too much food at meals. I consume excess amount of alcohol. Alcohol. All right. In this, I'm going to read what this assessment says. It says, this assessment is designed to help you explore if you are building up a protective reserve so when you encounter stress, or you will be able to cope effectively from the physical fitness scale and the numbers you circled in section 1. This will allow you to get sleep score. You will get a total range from 10 to 20. Put that number in the space mark next to sleep, and I'll explain to you guys how to do it. All right. For your sleep, put your total score in your sleep score. For sleep, put your total score, add that together for sleep. Exercise total. Nutrition total. And then put them all together. This is some stuff, guys. I took this too, man, and I realized my stuff wasn't right as I thought it was too. You know, in certain instance, you know, with my sleep. All right. Now we're going to scores. All right. And the only way you're going to do this is be truthful to yourself. You guys don't got to lie to me. I ain't the cops. I ain't nobody you need to lie to. So y'all ain't got to lie to me. But this just try to tell you where you're at. You know, so hopefully y'all did this right, man, because it's up to you. Your body is your temple. You know, a lot of people are in a good place. You know, their work is good, their relationship is good, their kids are good, but then their health ain't no good. So you're not even able to enjoy the things you would love to enjoy because of your health. And especially with this corona around, you guys are the most vulnerable. The heavyweight people, you are the most vulnerable to die because you're respiratory and you're breathing. The people with diabetes, you guys are vulnerable. So, you know, it's time to take your life serious. If you don't right now, it's time to get it together. And the way to get through it is through your physical health. So, all right, scores from 17 to 20. So if your score range from 30 to 39, under 30 to 39, you are low. If your range from 40 to 50, you are average. And if you range from 51 to 60, you are high. So basically, if you're high, that means you're in real good shape. You are generalized to be able to cope with the stress and cope with the pandemic and everything that's going on. And you might be able to get through the corona if you're physically fit to be able to get that. If you catch that, you might be able to do that if you're high. So if you're in the 50s to 60 range, you're good. If you're in the 40 to 50 range, you're average. You know what I mean? You still have a chance, but you're average. You're right in the middle right there. If you're in the 30 to 39 and anything lower than that, guys, it's really time, you know, to get right. You know, start really getting on your health, you know, and start thinking about it, you know, because your kids depend on you. Your family depend on you. You know what I mean? And if you're not physically able, you know what I mean, or mentally able to be there for them, it's going to have a serious effect on it. So remember, it's not only you you're thinking about, it's everybody else. You know what I mean? And we'll take it there. But next we're going to go back to a commercial for questions and answers. Make sure you hit me back up. You know, let me know what you think. Next week we'll get into the health and the exercises, and I'll put it all together for y'all. But make sure you come back with them questions and answers.
All right, and now on the count of three, one more time, on the count of three, we're gonna say just ask, okay? 1, 2, 3. Just ask! Just ask! Just ask! Just ask! Anybody can do it. Just ask. Just ask. I can do it. You can do it. Just ask. Just ask. Just ask. Just ask. Just ask. I do it all the time. I ask for help whenever I need it. Just ask. All you gotta do is just ask.
Every single one of us can have an impact on the mental health.
No, let me stop. Welcome back to, to Train Your Brain. This is the section where we open up the questions, answers, comments, anything you guys got to say about the Floyd incident, about, Corona, the pandemic, the questions about eating and your health. Let me know. Any comments? Let me know what happened. What's the deal with my brother Yao?
Penny Powell Benoit said, "Glad I met you over the summer. I'll give my son your information, Derek. Think you can lead him the right way."
Well, thank you, Penny. I definitely appreciate you, and I appreciate all the work that you do out here, you know what I mean? And, your son, we all could lead him the right way, It took a team, trust me. I gave my mom a lot of stuff, boy. I love my mom so much, man. She put up so much for me, but just by her support and unconditional love for me was there. But at the same time, not enabling me and giving me that tough love, showed me that I needed to be a man, and I appreciate mothers like yourself, that be able to be there for our sons, and much love and respect.
And Kenny said, Ken Davenport is watching. I'm Joe Jackson.
What's up there, Mr. Kitty? You probably gonna be watching today, you know what I mean, with all this Floyd stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that Joe Jackson stuff. I got to change that one. You know what Joe used to do. You know what I'm saying? But much love, Kenny. Much respect, for what you do, brother. For those that don't know my brother, I'll let him put his business out there. And Kenny, our next week or next conversation might have to be about this, and you might have to be 6 feet away from me, part of this discussion, brother. Bring that to Steve and let me know what's the next step is. All right. That's it? Mm. Come on now. Where'd all the rest of the comments and stuff? Did my phone go off or something? Where's the questions and comments? Well, I'll go into it again, But what we did was talk about the health, guys, about the disorders, in an assessment itself. The assessment is real because this physical fitness will tell you, even if you got to deal with the corona physically, this is a good way for it to help you get through it. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure that you're on point with when it comes to your physical fitness, and your mental fitness and your physical fitness, because it collaborates, it combines together. If your mind ain't right, neither is your body. You know what I mean? And depression is something serious. Depression and anxiety cause individuals to eat, to eat unhealthy foods and do unhealthy things. You know what I mean? And it's serious. So just come on up with the questions, comments, anything else that y'all want to talk about. That Floyd situation, that was a real unfortunate situation, going back into it, like I said again, it's the system itself, and the system, we just got to do the necessary things, and the people that's in charge got to be willing to make the changes to be able to make the system fit for everybody. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm pushing on you people in charge, let's come together. Let's get rid of all these black and white. Let's get rid of all the races, just say we're all Americans, bam. Let's get rid of all this color stuff, Majority of the people I know is either black, white, Spanish, mixed, Chinese, Asian, and we're all human beings. And then that's why I think that's what segregates us. That's what isolates us and puts us in our own thing, because we're labeling each other. Just because he's black, I'm not going to be over there with them. Just because he's white, I'm going to be over there. And especially in the prison systems, that's just how it works. In the systems, boy, if you ain't with the Puerto Ricans, you ain't with the Puerto Ricans. You ain't with the blacks, you ain't with the blacks. You ain't with the white and the white. Not so much in certain things in, Massachusetts, but it's still like that everywhere. And people don't even realize that, it's a bad thing. It's segregated even in the systems that's putting them down, not them putting them down, watching over them, it's a sad thing. So we got to get around this race, and also for people forget, man, President Obama, he was sitting up there, he was half. His mother was Irish. His father was an African that he met, he said 1 or 2 times or something like that. And that's all he did. So culturally, he was raised by the Irish side of his family, and then his mother just took him around different cultures so that way he can get adapted and used to different things. And God bless her for doing that. But, as they see him up in that thing, all the people say the first black president. No, he's the first black and Irish president. And until we start seeing him just as a human being, not the first black president, not the first white president, we'll get more humans up there, not the first woman president, you know what I mean? This is all labels, guys, and more that we continue to label each other, the more we'll continue to separate each other. Any questions, any comments?
Joe Jackson says amen.
Well, go ahead there, Joe. Much love, my brother. You know what I mean? Much love, yeah. But that's what it's all about, man. We got to come together as human beings, you know what I mean? Find that peace and love with each other. It seems like it's not there no more. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, because of their pride and their ego, are kind of afraid of letting their vulnerable side to tell a person, I love you. I be going to talk to people. I tell a brother, I love you just because of who you are. You know what I mean? I got love for a lot of brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Even if you ain't got love for me, I got love for you, because we're all human beings. And until we start seeing that, you know what I mean? Bringing back that peace and love and You know, we all got our issues, we all got our problems, we all got our prejudice, we all got our biases, but we gotta have them with empathy and compassion of the other ones, and then try to find ways to get over it, man. Because it's rough, man. It's rough, you know. And if you ain't got one or the other, trust me, I know. But I used to give them just like they give it to me, you know. So, you know, any more questions, any more comments? All right, I'll keep going if y'all want me to keep on going. But I just want to make sure y'all aware of the disorders that we talk about. I'll go repeat the disorders for you, just so y'all know. Just so y'all know, the disorders were pica, rumination disorder, avoid and restrictive food intake disorder, anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder. And remember, all those are disorders, guys. Those are the reasons why you might find yourself overeating and, you know, in your physical health, right? And remember, during this pandemic, that's the key, because who's the pandemic is most affected, you know, the most vulnerable. So be aware, you know, to all you essential workers, much love and much respect. You know, we had an individual that's nominated for essential worker. I would love for you to nominate your essential worker, you know, to get their FreshStart508.org sweater. Go to FreshStart508.org, you know, to help us out. You know, we're just out here just trying to do things, you know, make things happen in our community, the right thing. We just want, you know, the best for everybody, you know, and getting a hold of your mental issues, dealing with your social and emotional well-being is very important, especially now with all the stuff going on. So be aware of that, guys. You know, make yourself aware. Please go to FreshStart508.org, you know, to help us out. I'm not no beggar. I'm not nothing. I'm going to continue to make this happen, but we need your help to make more of the movement continue to happen. So you guys keep putting it in, you know, help us all you can. You know, if you see someone out there going through it, tell them it's okay to just ask for help. You know, reach them out. You know, like I told you before, you know, you woke up this morning. That's the most positive thing that could happen to you. You woke up this morning, guys, and think about that. And even if your external is bad, you know, things are happening to you. You might be emotionally, physically, sexually being abused right now. You know what I mean? You might have witnessed something or seen something that's having a deep effect on you, but you still woke up, guys. And we can get by that. You know what I mean? Whatever trauma or whatever tragedies that you guys are experiencing right now, we can get by that. And remember that. You know, every day prepare yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually to deal with your stuff. So you know how we're going to go out again? You know how we go out every week? You know, it's time to exhale the positive. Inhale the positive, exhale the negative. Next week, we're going to come back with workout programs. We're going to have guest individuals to be able to speak to you about your nutrition and everything else. So tune in next Friday, 3 o'clock, same time, same dime. And let's get it. Ready? Inhale positive, exhale negative. Right at it. Thank you guys. You guys make sure that you have a good weekend. Make sure you tune in back next Friday. God bless. Much love. My condolences to the Floyd family. You guys, let's get it together. Let's become one. We're all Americans and human beings. That's all that matters. Much love. God bless.